Why, hello and guten Tag to all, and welcome to another edition of the Thrip and Frank N show. I am your host, Dr. Weiser Fripp, and with me is my creation. Oh, I'm Frank N. Stein. So, Frank N, my boy, what is this month's discussion about? Shark Week, Master. Ah, yeah, Shark Week. If you haven't been watching the random horror YouTube channel, it has been Shark Week all week on there, and Random Ross has basically been hosting your horror movie reviews, all to do with the sharks. And he asked if we could do a special for that, a special edition of the show where it is all Shark Week. So, Frank N, my boy, what shark movies have you watched lately, or shark documentaries? Well, Master, it's been Shark Week on the Discovery Channel, and I've been watching a lot about that and learning a lot about sharks. Like, do you know that there are some sharks that are extinct, like the megalodon, or like the ironing board shark? Yeah, I did. What else have you learned about sharks? That there's over 300 different breeds of them. Very good. Well, also, sharks are such a fearsome predator that, well, the horror genre has, been inspired to make many movies on this. And it all started way back in 1916. It wasn't the movie Jaws that changed the way we look at water forever, but in 1916. Oh yeah, Master, I remember that one. You said that it was in a small town and a bull shark swam upriver and people saw it as a river monster. And then there was like one local boy who got attacked by this shark, but people thought he was having epileptic seizure, because you said he was epileptic, Master. Yeah, I did. Yeah, they made a film about this called 12 Days of Terror. And there's also another shark incident way back in the 50s or something, called the Black December, where in South Africa there was the most vicious and brutal shark attacks in history. And of course, that was real too. But it was from Peter Benchley that he used these events as inspiration for his book in the 70s, and it wasn't long before Hollywood got involved and made it into a movie. Oh, that was Jaws, Master. You said you went to see that way back in 1975 when you was only young. I did, and it was quite scary for a lot of modern audiences back then. Not now, it's very tamed, but still, it being a scary, scary shock movie. It's also getting a series of sequels. Like, in 1978 we got Jaws 2, and in 1983 we got Jaws 3D, which when it came out on VHS was just Jaws 3. And then there was the fourth installment, Jaws the Revenge. I think that Jaws 3 and Jaws the Revenge are just piss, like total piss. I mean, Jaws the Revenge is piss, but Jaws 3 is just utter piss. You said that they're unwatchable, Master, and the 3D effects in Jaws 3 are awful. Well, they are, my boy, they very much are. Well, do you think they will ever make another Jaws movie? I do not know, my boy. But there are other shark movies out there that we have yet to discuss. There's the Jaws franchise, but there's so many more aquatic thrillers, with other sea creatures, like the Beast, Orca, Free Willy, but whenever it comes to underwater thrillers, we all cannot get enough of the shark. And of course, the king of the sharks is the great white. Master, you said that the great white isn't the deadliest. You're right, my boy, it is not. I would say the most deadliest is the mako shark, because they're cannibalistic, followed by the bull shark, then the blue shark, and then the tiger shark, and then the great white falls into there somehow. In fact, tell me, what else have you learned about Shark Week, my boy? Well, Master, I've learned that sharks are not always vicious. They're aggressive creatures, but they're very curious, like we are of them. When they bite a person, they don't mean to do it. They're just feeling around because they don't have hands or anything. And also they're like humans. They only eat when they're hungry. Yeah, that is good, very good. You really learn a lot from the Discovery Channel on it when it comes to the Shark Week. To our listeners, if you don't know, Frank N is my creation. I made him out of the dead, like Frankenstein did. It was an experiment to see if the science of Frankenstein was accurate. Anyway, we're getting a little off subject now. Back to sharks. So, 1999 came along, and I showed this one to you the other week, remember? Oh, that deep blue sea with the big makos. You said that makos aren't really that big. They are not. They genetically alter and enhance them to increase their ways. And of course, by doing such a thing, they made the sharks more highly intelligent, more clever, and more aggressive. And I do like the film as well, like LL Cool J, and Samuel Jackson, and Thomas Jane. They are good. It's a good film. I mean, there are a lot of flaws with it, like avoidable deaths. You mean if that man wasn't stood so close to the shark, he wouldn't have his arm bitten off and none of the whole terrible things would have happened in that film? Yeah, there's so many avoidable situations like Samuel Jackson's death. That is avoidable in that film too. A lot of deaths avoidable in shark films if people stay out of the water. Yeah, they are, my boy, but you see, the reason why it has to go wrong is so it can be entertaining for us, as you know. Oh, yes, I do know, Master. What about when they blew the shark up at the end? Was that like a reference, a hint to Jaws? I would say so, my boy, because at the end of the first Jaws movie, they did blow the shark up. But of course, scientifically speaking, in real life, the air tank would not have blown up the shark. It would have just rocketed further into the shark's mouth, eventually killing it by choking it. But, yeah, it is Hollywood, and it's directed by Steven Spielberg, It's like, they like to bend the laws of physics. And that in the second film they don't blow up the shark, they electrocute it. Yes, they do. And in the third one, they blow up the main shark with a grenade in the mouth area. Yeah, Master, what about Jaws' Revenge? Do they impale it on a boat? Yes, they do. They do. But they always find different ways of killing the fish. Yes, they do. And of course, after Deep Blue Sea, it's like for the life of cinema, no one was interested in making another explosive shark movie. Instead, Asylum Pictures went crazy and made all kinds of low-budget, made-for-TV B-movies. Oh yeah, Master, like Sharknado and Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus and Sharktopus and stuff. Yeah, they did. I mean, some of those are good. Some are good to a guilty pleasure extent. But some are just, plain scheisse. What about Sharknado, Master? I like that, but for all the wrong reasons. I like Sharknado too. I thought that was better. Yeah, Yeah. I did enjoy that one a little more than the first one. Each sequel seemed to get better, but I did not really think much to Sharknado 4. Do you think that's when the franchise started to wear out? Yeah, I think it did. Maybe we should watch all the Sharknado movies again, so give Sharknado 5 a watch. Oh yeah, that would be interesting, Master. Um, what about the Mega Shark series? Oh yeah, Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, and then there was another one, Mega Shark vs. Dino Croc, which was like a sequel. Obviously, we know that's the Megalodon one, but we didn't really get much of a fight in the movie, did we? No, Master, we didn't. A little misleading. Did you say that it has like an 80s pop girl in it? Yeah, Debbie Gibson. She was. I was surprised to see a well good um, pop singer artist do a low budget movie like this. You know, it was insane. What about the other ones like Sky Sharks or Street Sharks? Street Sharks was not a movie. It was, well, it had a feature-length pilot, but it had a full season. Yeah, that is a 90s kids program. Have you been watching that, my boy? Yeah, I like Ripster. He's like a great white. And then there's the other three. They're like Ninja Turtles, but they're not. I know, my boy. I know. Um, but of course, 2016 seemed to be a good year for the Shark revival movie era. And I think every summer since then we've had quite a lot of them. In 2016 we had the movie The Shallows. That was probably the first theatrical, well-budgeted shark movie I've seen since Deep Blue Sea. Oh, and then the year after they had 47 Meters Down, and they're making a sequel to that. Hey listeners, do you know that they're making a sequel to 47 Meters Down called 48 Meters Down? Yeah, my boy, I'm sure they do know that, but if you are a listener and you don't know that, you do now. Other movies, we got one coming out in August, The Meg, with Jason Statham. That was originally going to have some involvement with horror master himself, Eli Roth, but sort of dropped out. I don't know why. Master, how come this seems to be the first big like shark movie to feature an extinct shark that usually Asylum would go for? Yeah, that is what makes it so interesting, you know, boy. I mean, I do have good expectations for this one, The Meg. Other things I enjoy about the shark franchises, the shark genre, is that it sort of has its own label of its own. Ever since The Shallows, of course, ever since The Shallows, we've had at least one good shark movie out of the year. What about the Open Water franchise, Master? Oh yeah, Open Water, those films are piss. You know, the first film was piss. The second film was not as piss, but it was okay, suspenseful. But the third movie was total piss. Found footage. You can't just turn a franchise that is not found footage to found footage. It could work the other way around, maybe, but not that like that. Does it piss you off, Master? Yeah, it does. Do excuse me, listeners, but I'm just not a huge fan of the Open Water series, in case you're wondering. What is? Oh, there's the multiple-headed shark franchise. Oh yeah, the two-headed shark attack and the sequel, three-headed shark attack. And now there's 5 heads. What happened to 4-headed shark attack? I don't know. That's the beauty of 5-headed shark attack. It's so intense that they skip 4 heads to get to 5. I mean, it still looks like it's got 4 heads, because the 5th head is like its tail as well. That's like a shark head. Didn't you sit me down and we watched one once with Danny Trejo in it? Yeah, that was Three-Headed Shark Attack, Master. Why do you like that franchise? It's just so cheesy and cheap. I mean, we never see any of the sea predators or animals in it. Oh well, there is a scene where the five-headed shark eats a humpback whale. A humpback whale, right? What else is there? Why are they not making a four-headed shark attack? I don't know, Master. Maybe they're saving it for a better installment. Maybe they should do one that takes between three-head and five-head, four-headed shark attack. How about the prequel, one-headed shark attack? That could work, Master. We have to send these ideas into Asylum. Yeah. Okay, so what else can we discuss about sharks? Other than Discovery Channel, I've been doing it every summer for, is it about, since 1987? Wow, Master, it's been going on that long. Yeah, it has, my boy. Shark Week. Oh, aren't sharks amazing, Master? They're like weird creatures of the sea. Oh, Master, what about that film you showed me once? Shark Night. Yeah, that's okay first viewing around, but it's definitely something I don't enjoy watching more than once. I mean, this is a B movie after. And, yeah, it's just not my thing. We do see so many other sharks and that. What about Shark Tale Master? Shark Tale Master, you know. Jack Black, Will Smith, Renee Zellweger, Angelina Jolie, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese. Yeah, that's not really falls into the category of horror. That's family-friendly animation. Oh, yes. What about that film with the sharks, the tiger sharks in Malibu or whatever? Oh, you mean Malibu Shark Attacks? Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, the CGI isn't brilliant, but it's not mega bad. It's not like piss. You know, I mean, if anything, if it does fall into the category of piss, then I would say it's very clear, healthy piss. What is it with you and piss, Master? I don't know, it's just how I like to rank and rate a film. So, other things. What sharks fascinate you? Well, I like the great white shark, Master, and the bull shark, the tiger shark, the hammerhead shark, the mako shark, the cookie dough shark. What's a cookie dough shark? No idea. The lemon shark, the nurse shark, the basking shark. Do you know the basking shark lurks around the British Isles, Master? Yeah, I do. It's very harmless. Oh, and then the whale shark. Is that deadly? Well, no, it's a shark, but it's not a man or deadly eating shark. It's quite harmless. It's like the biggest fish in the world. So not the great white, Master. No, my boy. The great white is the king of the sharks, but I would not say it's like... Master, what happened to that shark? George. Oh yeah, that was actually a remote control rubber shark that they used for the film. From a distance, it was a real shark swimming, but when it was a close-up, it was a dummy, the replica, the fake shark. Yeah, Master, didn't they give that shark a name? Yeah, they called it Bruce. Oh, like Finding Nemo, Bruce. Was he named after that shark from Finding Nemo? I would say it is the other way round, my boy. But yeah, that's the connection it has, yeah. Oh, boy. And where's that shark now? In Universal Studios on the Jaws ride. It drive past it on the Jaws ride, it comes out and tries to bite you. Oh boy, and that was screen used. Yeah, it was, my boy. Yeah, it was. So, do you think the Megalodon Master could still be out there? I don't know, my boy. I really do not. I mean, it could be still out there. We know more about distant galaxies than we do of our own oceans. Ooh. Yes, yeah, too right. Ooh, Franken, my boy. But what about that film, Master? Sharktopus. Do you think they actually got a shark and an octopus and had them breed in that? No, I don't think so, my boy. I think that was a genetic experiment and that was just a B movie, Sharktopus. Yeah, Sharktopus. Do you think we'll ever get more shark movies? Oh yeah, we've been researching and fascinated by these creatures for centuries. The pirates used to call them sea dogs. And if it keeps changing, Jaws changed the way we look at the water forever. And that because well, it all changes and stuff. Do you think we'll ever see Jaws 5? I doubt it now because our three leading men from the first film are dead. Why not have it exclude them? Because look at Jaws the Revenge and Jaws 3, my boy. They didn't have Roy Scheider in it. That did not do good. So, no Jaws 5? Probably not now, my boy. Because our three leading men, Robert Shaw and Roy Scheider, are dead. But Richard Dreyfuss is still alive. He could still come back. Maybe not. I don't know, boy. But, there is a fan theory where Richard Dreyfuss's character from Jaws actually is in the opening scene of the Piranha reboot. At the beginning when he's on the boat and he gets eaten alive by the piranhas. Oh yeah, because he is singing that song that "Show Me the Way to Go Home." I'm tired. Yeah, that song. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it's gone right to my head. Oh, yeah, that is a nice feel-good moment in the film Jaws. Did Robert Shaw's character really suffer the Indianapolis? Is it the Indianapolis when they were all stranded in the shark-infested water in the Second World War? Yeah, I can remember hearing it was a secret mission vessel, so no one actually came out to its aid because it was a secret carrier. Can you remember the War, Master? I remember very little of it. I was only 3 years old when it ended. I was born during the war, but I can't remember anything about it, I'm not that old, boy. Wow. But anyway, we're getting slightly off subject here. We're talking about Shark Week, shark movies. So, are there any other shark films or documentaries that you're interested in watching for the rest of the week, my boy? Oh yeah, there's still quite a few more on, documentaries and that on Discovery Channel. But also, there's a lot of, reviews on horror YouTube channels. Not just random horror, but others have been doing it, like Bloodbath and Beyond. Yeah, they have. I've watched a few of those. Anyway, is there anything more you want to talk about in shark movies or anything before we go? I don't know, Master. What about if they did Jaws 19? My boy, we have been through this before. For Jaws 19 to happen, we need Jaws 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, before we can get to 19. But that's the beauty of it, Master. It's so intense that we skip all them ones just to get to it. Wouldn't you rather like to watch The Meg when it comes out in cinemas? Yes, master, I would. I'd love to see that. Could we review it in Halloween in January 4? I'm sure maybe, I don't know. Depends if Random Ross reviews it. I mean, then again, when it comes to August and then the January, people might forget. I don't know. Maybe we could share our views on it or something. But look, it's not out yet, okay? Let's focus on the now. So, you are going to watch more shark documentaries. You want to watch, I don't know, Shark Attack tonight with me, my boy? Oh, would I, master? Excellent. We'll watch it then. Oh, but does that mean we can watch Shark Attack and 2 and Shark Attack 3 Megalodon? Well, maybe you can, my boy, but, you forget that I have to sleep. I mean, you don't require sleep, but I do. So maybe you could watch them, but not me, you know. I do need to get my rest. Plus, I have to perform surgery tomorrow. Oh, are you giving that person that, lung? Yeah, I'm going to give them a lung that they purchased off me from the black market. And are you doing that whole thing because they can't afford to pay you? Yeah, I am, you know, if they have to pay me in stages and they don't deliver, then I will take back the product. Anyway, let's not discuss my private work on here on the podcasting show. But won't our listeners have heard it? Of course they will have, my boy. Of course they will have. Okay, so, this is usually the part of the show where we read out some fan mail and letters, but, we don't really have any this month. We do have one, though, from someone, a letter here, well, it's the email. It says, Dr. Thrip and Frank N. Stein. I am a single man that wants a girlfriend. With your science you use to make Frankenstein come to life, I'm just wondering if you could make me a girlfriend. Well, whoever this is, and they haven't put who it is, all they've said is that they're a 25-year-old man. Look, get out there and get yourself a woman, for Christ's sake. You are young. You have your whole life ahead of you. Okay, just go out there and don't rely on science. Anyway, it was not easy bringing Franken into this world. Yeah, master. Didn't you have to make a deal with Dr. Frico? Yeah, but fortunately, he likes to be paid in clothing sometimes as well as souls. I got many souls, master. Yeah, I know you do, because you're made of many people. Anyway, yeah, I don't think there's anything more for me to say on this month's show. Is there anything you want to say, Frankie, my boy? No, master. I don't think so. Did you say that this is going to be the last podcast for a while? Oh, yeah, thank you for reminding me, my boy. To our listeners of this show, this episode of the Thrip and Frank N show is not the last one forever. We are going to be taking a short break, a hiatus for August. But I assure you, me and my boy Franken here will be back in September with a brand new series and show for all of you. But, you know, we just want to take a break this, in August, to unwind and relax and stuff. So yeah, this isn't goodbye forever. You can listen to all the other podcasts that we've done, or you can listen to them that have been put onto the Random Horror YouTube channel, because probably by the time you're listening to this, it's all on the Random Horror YouTube channel. Also, we have, we're going to be taking a bit of a break for August, so the Thrip and Frank N show will return in September. If you can't wait till then, I'm sure you can find a playlist on the Random Horror YouTube channel titled The Thrip and Frank N Show. So, until next time, I like to say, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. Yeah, bye-bye. So what are we going to do in September, Master? Like I said, unwind. Anyway, yeah, this has been the Thrip and Frank N show. So, yeah, like I just said, if we say goodbye. Yeah, bye!